Pitch, a swing and a blast into left field and deep. Back it goes, deep it goes, and on to Waveland Avenue.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hum Baby Baseball Channel. This is Eric, and today we got to talk about the Minnesota Twins. They've been making the moves, including a trade with the San Francisco Giants. We got to talk about that. They've also been signing guys. They are re-signing guys. They are making the moves. The Twins are ready to continue to be the team to beat in the American League Central, although there are teams hot on their trail like the White Sox. But the Twins, that is today's team. And the Minnesota Twins have signed free agent reliever Alex Colomé. It is a 1-year, $5 million deal with a mutual option for 2022. And this comes shortly after re-signing NELSON CRUZ on a 1-year deal worth $13 million. And we'll definitely talk more about NELSON CRUZ when I get to the lineup. But Cololme, he was one of the best relievers in the game in 2020 for the White Sox, who somehow snagged someone even better maybe in Liam Hendricks, but that opened the door for the Twins to snag Colome, who gave up just 2 runs last season in 22 innings of work, compiling 12 saves. In 2019, his last full season, he had 30 saves with an ERA of 2.8. He'll be joining some other great arms like Taylor Rogers and Tyler Duffy and a pretty good bullpen. A bullpen that also added former Angels reliever Hansel Robles, who struggled through 16 2/3 innings in 2020, giving up 19 runs. However, he was more than solid throughout 2018 and 2019 for the Angels. He's got a career 9.7 strikeouts per 9, and they needed to sign some bullpen arms after losing several guys to free agency like Trevor May, Sergio Romo, a few other guys like Matt Weisler, who signed with the Giants. And speaking of the Giants, we got to talk about this move. The Twins picked up another arm that I've always liked, a guy that I've always liked, and that is freaking Shaun Anderson. So Shaun Anderson is heading to the Minnesota Twins, and the Giants in return are getting Lamonte Wade Jr. This is the deal. It's already done. It's a wrap. It's happened. And yeah. Like I said, Shaun Anderson's someone I always liked. He didn't really ever put it all together at the big league level. In 46 appearances, he had a 5.17 ERA with 88 strikeouts and 50 walks in 111.1 innings, including 16 starts. He is a guy who attacks hitters with a mid-90s fastball, an upper 80s slider. It's kind of his out pitch, keeps hitters guessing, but like I said, sometimes he struggles with command. Sometimes he'll give up hard hits, but I always thought that he could have some potential to be someone who could help us. Not happening. We're getting Lamonte Wade Jr. And just in case you're curious on my thoughts on that, well, I don't know about that because Lamonte Wade Jr., yeah, he gets on base. I think that's what Farhan likes about him, that he does have a decent on-base percentage. But we're talking about somebody with a .211 career average and 2 home runs in 95 at-bats. So I got to trust Farhan on this one. I mean, there's no way I probably would have made that deal because I like Shaun Anderson. Despite the high ERA, I think he's got a lot of potential to be a reliable arm. Trade right here, more than likely. I don't think either of them are like huge impact players. But if you told me one or the other is going to be a big impact player, I'm pretty sure it would be Anderson. So I don't totally understand the deal, but hey, who am I? Just reporting, just the messenger. Okay, and the Giants have traded Shaun Anderson to the Twins. And since I'm talking about the Twins today, I am saying I think that's going to be nice for the Twins. Could be someone who comes out of the bullpen, a long relief, or even an occasional starter, or someone who can even throw into the back end of that rotation. And speaking of the back end of the rotation, because I'm speaking of a lot of things today, we got to talk about J.A. Happ, another free agent signing. The Twins have been making the moves, and they have a great rotation, and we're going to get to that. Really good, but you need a little bit more sometimes, some more reliability, and that's where J.A. Happ comes in. This is a guy who has been solid his entire career. He's a little bit older, but last year in 2020, he continued to just pitch like he always has. ERA right around 4. And that's what it is. I mean, he's going to keep you in the game. And when you have a good offense like the Twins do, then you're going to win games when he's on the mound. So I think it's a great signing as a guy you can plug in there as your number 4 or 5 starter. And of course, we got to talk about ANDRELTON Simmonds, the slick fielding infielder who had a .346 on base in 2020 and was in my top 25 free agents video. So obviously, I gotta like that deal, and he should be a better option than Jorge Polanco, who regressed big time last season. He did have some ankle issues, but I think this is a nice signing, a really nice signing for the Twins. And on minor league deals, former Giant Derek Law and JT Riddle, both guys with big league experience. And Derek Law, I just from personal experience as a Giants fan, he looked really good for a lot of times, and we're thinking, man, this guy's going to be awesome. Never fully panned out, but I think that's another nice option for y'all. Could be a guy you can put in your bullpen if needed. But let's get to the lineup now for the Minnesota freaking Twins. And as you can see, it starts with Max Kepler, a two-way guy who crushed 36 home runs in 2019. He can elevate the ball with power. He's not going to have the best batting average, but he can work a walk, get on base. That modern day shift takes a lot of singles away from him because he likes to pull the ball, but he's going to hit his share of bombs. And then you got to make up for some of that lack of batting average. You got Luis Arias in the second spot. He has 145 hits and 438 career at-bats with only 40 strikeouts. He is an absolute beast as far as ball-to-bat skills. Josh Donaldson comes next, and I worry a little bit about him. Remember, before that monster year in Atlanta, he had 3 straight seasons where he dealt with injuries and ineffectiveness, and then he just tore it up on a one-year deal, earning a nice long-term contract. And then last year he missed the playoffs due to a calf injury. He's 35 years old, and obviously you like him in there. You like that power potential. I mean, he's a big name guy, so I'm not trying to hate. I'm just saying I am a little worried about his ability to stay healthy and help the team throughout an entire season and into the playoffs. NELSON CRUZ, however, is 40 years old, but I'm not as worried about him. Why? Because he has shown that he can stay healthy, and he has done so consistently over the past 6 seasons, not counting 2020. We go back to 2014 to 2019 because obviously 2020 was a shortened season. But from 2014 to 2019, he averaged 148 games per season. And in 2020, he just missed 7 games. So he stays on the field. He's not overly injury prone. He is going to be healthy for the majority of 21, I believe, and he's going to continue to crush the ball like he usually does. 41 bombs in 19, 16 last season, hit over 300. Obviously, he's going to decline someday, but it doesn't seem like that day is here yet. It could be, I think, but I doubt he's just going to fall apart all of a sudden. I can see him definitely hitting 30-plus home runs, definitely hitting 280-plus, and that's at a minimum in 2021. Miguel Sano was second in all of baseball with a 95.2 average exit velocity, although he has had some issues with breaking balls, strikes out too much, batting average is low, hit 204 in 2020. But like I said, when he does make contact, he crushes the ball. His defense is not great. You get what you get with Sano, strikeouts and home runs. But again, this type of guy is why you need someone like Arias in that lineup. You need someone who can get on base. You need someone like NELSON CRUZ. You need someone who's going to hit over 300. You need someone who's going to have a good on-base percentage. And they got those guys scattered throughout. So when Sano does crush one, there's a good chance there's going to be guys on base. And another one of those guys could be Byron Buxton, because Byron Buxton, he seems to be coming into his own lately. He's been making hard contact a lot more often, smashed 13 bombs in just 130 at-bats in 2020, elite range in center field, and he may never live up to the crazy hype from when he got drafted and everything, but he is a solid big leaguer, and he's going to help the Twins. Kirilloff is a pure hitter with great bat speed. He can hit to the entire field, could be in the Rookie of the Year running in 21. He's in his minor league career. He was awesome. 317 average, 365 on base. He doesn't have enough big league experience to really know what we're going to get out of him, but I'm optimistic based on scouting reports, based on video, based on everything about this guy, that he is going to be pretty good in 21. Still, you never really know until you see him. You can't really judge until he's got some good big league experience. He doesn't have a whole lot, just played a little bit last season in the playoffs. But then you got Ryan Jeffers, who proved to be an upgrade over Mitch Garver last year, and he's going to get a chance to win the job in 21. Garver's still there, but I think Jeffers, a power hitter who can handle the pitching staff well, has the job until someone takes it from him by force. And ANDRELTON Simmons wraps it up, like I said, a guy who gets on base, offers elite defense. He's an upgrade over Polanco, and frankly, this lineup is freaking awesome. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got the home run types. It's got the guys who get on base. It's got guys with great on-base percentages. It's got guys with great speed. It's got older veterans. It's got younger guys. It's got guys right in their prime. It's got pretty much everything. It's a really strong lineup, and that's in my personal opinion. The only things I worry about are Josh Donaldson's health, ability to stay out on the field. Hopefully he can do that in 2021. And Miguel Sano obviously struggles out there with his batting average, and that's just who he is. So I think it's a slight weakness there, but he also is going to crush you some home runs, and he's going to hit the ball hard when he does hit the ball. But overall, great lineup. I'm going to give it an A-. Now it's time to talk about the starting rotation. It starts out with a bang. Kenta Maeda is one of the best pitchers in the game. He got a little lost over in Los Angeles with all that crazy all-star talent, but he is awesome. This dude has 3 pitches that he can locate very well in any count. 10.8 strikeout per 9 ratio in 2020. I believe he was the best pitcher in the AL with the exception of Shane Bieber. Jose Berrios comes in next. He'd be the ace for most teams. Also strikes out more than a guy per inning. His curveball is deadly, and he has a plus changeup, keeping hitters off balance. Then Michael Pineda, a guy who stays ahead in the count, hits his spots. He'll be big for them. He should be fully healed from Tommy John. He did a suspension for PD. He's had his issues, but he is ready, and I think he's going to be solid in 21. And then at number 4, likely J.A. Happ, very consistent guy. Like I said, ERA around 4. Last year, 3.98, career 3.98. He misses bats with that slider, keeps contact soft often enough, and is simply solid. He's not going to go win a Cy Young or blow people away, but he'll keep his team in a lot of games. And when a team has good offense, like we talked about with the Twins, they're going to win games. So I like it. Then Randy Dobnak, who also has that hard slider, showed a lot of promise in 2020. And the final candidate could be Devin Smeltzer, kind of a junk baller, left-handed guy, can definitely start in a pinch or maybe earn a spot if he pitches well in spring training. And like I said, also Shaun Anderson, you know, if you need him, you know, you got him. And they got some prospects on the way. Pitching is deep enough. But if this rotation stays healthy, just this 5-man rotation right here that I'm showing you, I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great rotation. I mean, I think it really is. The top 3 are all awesome. And then, like I said, J.A. Happ is going to be solid. And Dobnak showed what he could do last year. So all the way, I mean, it's definitely solid. So I'm also going to give this rotation an A-. Like I talked about with the rotation that has 2 guys who could be aces on most teams, the bullpen also has 2 guys who could be closers or the number 1 reliever on most teams. And I'm talking about now Alex Colome, and prior they had Taylor Rogers, who was awesome in 2019 with 30 saves, struck out 10.8 guys per 9 in 2020, so he still had that strikeout stuff, although he did give up more hits than you would like. But of course it was a shortened season. He's still a beast out of that pen. Then you got Tyler Duffy with that sick curve to dominate batters to the tune of a 1.88 ERA in 2020. Then their best power arm, Jorge Alcala, whose fastball slider combo is straight up nasty. Caleb Thielbar was also amazing in 2020, using a 3-pitch combo to dominate lefties. And now with Anderson and Robles and some other good options there, the bullpen is clearly very good. How good, well, remains to be seen, but obviously they've got a good enough bullpen and winning over 100 games a couple years ago. I know they've lost free agents. I know they're making moves, but they're maintaining. That's the good thing. You know, they lose a few guys here, they replace them. And that's what the Twins are doing. You got to respect it. And this bullpen, when you got Taylor Rogers and Alex Colome and Tyler Duffy right there at the top, I mean, come on. It's pretty freaking good. I think this is slightly, I mean, I think there's less weaknesses here. I mean, not that there's any major weaknesses anywhere else. There's not. But I'm just saying there's a couple of question marks that I have, a little minor things I have. That's why I gave them A- for the lineup and for the rotation. But for this bullpen, I'm going to give it a straight up A. So there you have it, and when examining this Minnesota Twins team, I'm just super impressed. They continue to be a great team, a great playoff team. I think they're going to have a lot of competition. I think the White Sox are looking good and on their way. So, I don't know where I'm going to predict them ending up, but right now, just as far as what they've done to continue to stay competitive and win, they are doing it. Now, they have to figure out how to win in October. It's going to happen sooner rather than later, in my opinion. I think this might be the year. I mean, I don't know if they're going to go win a World Series, but I think they're going to start to win some playoff games at least and some playoff series finally. So look for the Twins this season. They are definitely an amazing team. I think it's just, they got to give that front office full freaking credit. Guys like Derek Falvey for overhauling this team and not being afraid to spend money to keep them competitive. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that thumbs up button if you're a Minnesota Twins fan. Thank you so much for jumping in here today. I really appreciate your support. Hope you enjoyed the video. Love your team. And Giants fans, thank you for sticking it out as well. We got Lamonte Wade Jr. Hope he works out for us. Lost Shaun Anderson. I don't love the deal, honestly, but hey, I trust Farhan, so let's get it done. See ya!
When the Giants come to town.